Many people ask me why the dough doesn't stick to my hands. Hi, this is Nim. In this video, I'll show you some tips of handling of the dough. It doesn't matter if you're using the stand mixer or doing everything by hand. Just stop when the dough becomes soupy. Just let the gluten strands regroup and bind again, and the dough will become a lot more cohesive. Make sure you wet your hands before handling the dough. Have the dough scraper ready, and make sure you always scrape off all the dough off the equipment or your hands. You will see how often I'm scraping dough off my hands. Here I'm scraping off the dough of my hands and dough scraper. Then I'm wetting my hands, and now I'm gonna start handling the dough. I'm turning the dough with the dough scraper. I try to make it into a sort of a ball, but it will not become a ball, but it will become more cohesive. Now it's kind of in a shape, so I'm scraping off the dough again. And I'm doing it quite thoroughly because if I have any dough on my hands, it will attract more dough. Wetting my hands again. So this is a sort of slap and fold. So in my head, I'm folding a piece of fabric. So there are vertical threads and horizontal threads. So that's sort of what I'm picturing in my head, just to align the gluten strands. And it became cohesive, so I'm tidying up again. And scraping again. After handling the dough a little bit, I can feel the gluten structure has already been developing very well. It's not strong enough, but it will happen while it's bulk fermenting. And you can tell that the dough is not that super sticky anymore. Now I'm going to transfer this into a container, then let it bulk ferment. I will then do at least 2 coil folds. I usually do 3, but this dough I don't need stretch and fold anymore. I just do 2 or 3 coil folds, probably every 20-30 minutes. I check the state of the dough. If the dough feels relaxed, I give it another fold. If it's still tight, no point giving it a fold. I'll leave this dough covered for 30 minutes and I'll show you what I do next. So this is after 30 minutes. Again, wet your hands very well. Wetting my hands again. Any residue, I'll put it in. Just tidying up quickly so that there's no crusty dough forming. Okay. This is a second coil fold. The dough is super relaxed, so I can go for it. I waited about 30 minutes. I wet my hands very well again. And by this stage, you can see the dough is not sticking to my hands at all. Now this is the third coil fold, and you can see the dough has risen by 30%. Let's double check temperature later. Quite puffy already. This puffiness of the dough is a great sign. Gluten structure, which is like a mesh, is trapping gas. Now this is the last coil fold, and I'll let the dough keep fermenting. That's it for now. If you want to see how I divide pre-shape and shape, please check out other videos.